Welcome back, everyone. I've got a sneaky deck to showcase for you guys today. Hopefully you can trick some people and steal their cubes, help you rank up a little bit easier. We've got a bit of a spicy take on a classic ongoing deck here. Okay, so most of the cards in this deck are pools 1 and 2 ongoing cards. This is actually a bit of a budget deck. It's only got Goose and Invisible Woman as our 2 pool 3 cards. But I do think they are pretty critical to making this deck happen. And it's Invisible Woman, in fact, that we're going to be using to trick some people. And you'll see that in the games today. Normally, you don't see Invisible Woman in many games. And if you do see her, you're assuming your opponents may be playing some kind of really cheesy Wong, right, Exodia type combo. Maybe they've got Wong, Gambit, Odin, or something with White Tiger or Hazmat. Or maybe you're playing against a discard deck that is hiding their MODOK behind Invisible Woman. In either case, those decks are completely reliant on reveal abilities. Okay, this deck is not. In fact, we only have a single on reveal card in this deck, and it is Spectrum to power up all of the other cards in our deck, which are ongoing. Okay, literally every other card besides Spectrum in this deck is an ongoing card. And so we're going to be hiding those cards behind Invisible Woman. Okay, and you'll see in the gameplay, our opponents sometimes get really cocky and they think they can just drop a Cosmo on our lane to win it. And that is not the case. We are not hiding a bunch of on-reveal cards behind Invisible Woman. Cosmo does nothing. Invisible Woman is also just hiding the raw power. A lot of people, you know, you're not used to seeing an ongoing deck and you're not used to seeing cards like Klaw and Onslaught team up and add 12 power to the lane to the right. You just don't see these decks that often once you're out of pools 1 and 2, and people really underestimate it. Okay, so we're taking advantage of the power of Warpath, Klaw, and Onslaught to add huge power. And if you hide that behind Invisible Woman, you're really surprising your opponents on the last turn when it's too late for them to retreat, and you get to take all their cubes. And we've got Goose in here. And the point of Goose is actually to just lessen the power of the lane you play Goose in. Okay, you're going to make it so your opponent can't play big power there, and you can't play big power there either. But again, you've got cards like Klaw, Mr. Fantastic, and Onslaught to add power coming from a different lane. So I'm going to get into some turn-by-turn breakdown of how I play this deck. And then I'm going to get into some gameplay. I've got a good amount of games to showcase for you guys today. They're exciting. They're interesting. I have timestamps on the video, so feel free to jump ahead to a point that you want to see. But first, remember to hit that subscribe button down below. Let's get into it. All right, so here we are with my makeshift Marvel Snap board game setup once again. We're looking at turn 1, and you know this deck does run Ant-Man as our solo 1-drop, but I often won't play him on the first turn, even if I have him in hand. I like to really hold on to him and save him in case I miss a good draw or big play later in the game. I can kind of sneak him in there. So usually I just hold on to him. It also protects him from a Killmonger play. But coming into turn 2, now, some of these cards, they have a yellow glow and some have a blue glow. Okay, the yellow glow are the cards that we prefer to play. Okay, if you have them in hand, that is your best option. In this case, it's Invisible Woman or Goose. Now, specifically, you want Invisible Woman to the left. If you have Invisible Woman and Goose later in the game, you want Invisible Woman to the left of Goose, mainly because if you end up putting Klaw behind Invisible Woman, he will add that power to Goose's lane, and that's what we want. Okay, the lane that Goose is in will likely be the lowest power lane in the game because that location will be limited to cards that cost just 1, 2, or 3, or 0 cost if it comes to that. And because of that, your opponent's going to play their big stuff in the other 2 locations. So we're keeping this Goose lane as low power, and we want Klaw to the left of that. So if you have Invisible Woman or Goose, turn 2, you want to play them. And if you don't, you know, Armor can be good in place of Invisible Woman because you'll end up putting Warpath behind him. And you've got Lizard in there just for good raw power. This deck has a lot of 2-drops. You should have something to play in most games. Now, coming into turn 3, we're going to play the other one. Okay, so if turn 2, we played Invisible Woman on the left lane. Turn 3, we're going to play Goose in the middle. Or vice versa, if turn 2 we had Goose and we played Goose, turn 3 we're playing Invisible Woman to the left of Goose. Okay, now it can be on the left 2 lanes or the right 2 lanes, but remember you want them next to each other because Klaw is just adding his power 1 lane to the right. Okay, we want to try and play on the left and middle or the middle and right locations. We also have Warpath in this deck who you want an empty lane with. So if you don't have those options, maybe you got Invisible Woman down, but you don't have Goose this next turn, you've also just got other great ongoing options like Mr. Fantastic, Captain America, or Cosmo. Okay, so this deck, you're going to have a lot of options, and you're going to just play it like a normal ongoing deck if you are missing out on these spicy draws of Invisible Woman or Goose. Assuming you did get those down, however, turn 4, we are looking at Warpath. Warpath is the best play here. Again, this is hidden. Your opponent has no idea you're hiding this 9 power card behind Invisible Woman as soon as turn 4. They may even be dropping Cosmo on this same location either this turn or the next, thinking maybe you played Wong, right? Wong is a 4-cost card. They see you play something on turn 4, they might be suspicious of a Wong play, and they would be incorrect. But if you don't have Warpath, again, you've got a lot of 2 and 3 cost cards in this deck. You can just mix and match, do Mr. Fantastic in the middle, Ant-Man on the left. Obviously, Ant-Man isn't bringing the same kind of power that Warpath is, but he can do a lot. Okay, he can really come through, especially if you add Onslaught to him on turn 6. So coming into turn 5, this is our Klaw. Okay, if we have Klaw in hand, we really want to play him. We really want to have him in hand in the first place. He's just so powerful, and people really underestimate him. And look, you're hiding him behind Invisible Woman. You're using Invisible Woman on the left location to hide 4 power on that location and to hide 6 power in the middle location from Klaw's ability. Okay, your opponent has no idea what they're messing with, and they're not going to see it coming. Okay, so if you don't have Klaw, again, you're going to mix and match ongoing cards because on turn 6, you drop an Onslaught if you have them. Okay, and this is power. Now, if you don't have Onslaught, you can go ahead and drop Spectrum here, and you're still going to have power going into the middle with Klaw. Spectrum will hit anything else. If your draws were funky and you ended up playing Mr. Fantastic in the middle or Captain America or Lizard, whatever it may be, those cards will get powered up. But in this kind of sneaky hidden power scenario, we're going to say we got Onslaught down on turn 6 on this board, and we ended up with this kind of game. Okay, now you see here we've got first location, 26 power. That is no joke. In the middle location, which is a Goose lane, you've got Goose there. No one can play their big cards, and you've got 14 power. 2 from Goose and 12 coming in from the left side. And the right lane you keep at 0. Your opponent may be committed power and cards to it. You don't even care about that. Okay, now what's really deceiving here, going into turn 6, your opponent can only see Invisible Woman and Goose. Okay, they know you have 2 cards hidden behind Invisible Woman, but they don't know what they are. They only see 4 power on the board. And then all of a sudden, at the end of the game, you've added 24 more power to the left and 12 more to the middle. And it is this hidden power that can really steal some cubes. So let's get into some gameplay. All right, we got Ant-Man and Invisible Woman in our hand. And I probably don't want to play in that lane, but I'm actually going to hold on to Ant-Man here. Let's start off with Invisible Woman. They will not know what's behind it. And this actually works out because turn 5, we want to play on that lane. So Avengers Compound, not too bad for us. And they goosed for us. Okay, so they might be running some kind of Sera control deck. Bishop, Mysterio shenanigans. Okay, they snapped. A little interesting. I'm thinking that they have Cosmo, and they snapped because of Cosmo. I kind of like where this is going. I'm gonna do this. See the Cosmo, and that's fine. We baited it. They snapped, thinking they have that. Doesn't mean we won the game already, but we're looking pretty good here. I don't want to snap back yet. They might just know that, they kind of missed it, but I could. Onslaught will be adding a lot of power, so maybe I do. I'm going to keep it secret, though. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so they have an ongoing deck as well. I do have to be concerned about them possibly having a Spectrum play, adding a lot of power to that side. We'll go ahead and drop Klaw, and really it's just next turn we have to make some decisions. Okay, so they've got a Sera ongoing deck, presumably going to drop a 2-cost card with Spectrum. I don't know if I have a better play than Onslaught here. I mean, it's going to add another 6 power to the right. I could add more with Captain America Armor Ant-Man, but then we might lose the middle. So we're going to go ahead, do the classic setup. This is our classic combo. We didn't get Ant-Man down, but that's okay. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so they ended up moving, using Polaris to move things away. And let's see, we definitely surprised them with our ongoing, I believe. But we'll see what they end up with. Okay, nothing there. And they actually had a Silver Surfer deck. And they got beat. Too easy. Baited out that Cosmo. And they snapped. Thinking they had us. No on reveal here. We are an ongoing deck. It's just a bit secretive. Shh. Alright, Rickety Bridge is a bit of a nasty location. But we do have Mr. Fantastic, and that's pretty dang good. Okay, we're going to get all of our cards moved into the middle. I don't want to armor on Rickety Bridge because I can actually add power there, and they may not be able to. So I'm going to lay down armor so I can add Mr. Fantastic and Warpath on top of it. I don't have to worry about Warpath getting Shang-Chi. Okay, that's interesting. Let's see what they got. And they're going to probably try to plan a Rickety Bridge at some point. Oh, it's a Patriot deck. Now, they cannot use Ultron sending all of his drones onto Rickety Bridge. It will kill all of them. But we'll see what they plan to do. And I still have to figure out another lane to target. Okay, they're going for this huge Patriot Mystique play. But it's all in the same lane. And they're snapping on me. That is a bit interesting. I think I do need to play in a second lane here. We'll go ahead and we'll do this. They're adding to the same lane once again. Is it a Sera? What are they going with? Oh, I forgot about that too. It's okay. It's a blue marvel. Okay, I'm a bit confused as to why they snapped. Yeah, I'm not seeing it here. I don't think they realized their drones would die over there. Maybe? Did we just get a tie? Wow. That is a tied game right there with Rickety Bridge. Oh, no it's not. I got Mr. Fantastic. He's so good, I even forgot about him, and he's in my deck. So, our opponent thought they were pulling off a big play. It was pretty obvious what they're going for. We just outpowered them. Easy stuff, and nice armor protection in the middle. We didn't draw Invisible Woman. Dropped down armor instead to power up that Warpath. Alright, got Savage Land popping up. It's a bit of an annoying location. Means if we have Warpath, we're going to have to, still play on the lane with 2 Raptors and ignore the third one. We do have Titan as a location. That makes things interesting. Possibly get out Onslaught a turn earlier if we draw him. And there we go. And we drew him. It's like clockwork. Okay, we're going to go... Man, they also have Dark Dimension. That's an Invisible Woman for us. But we're going to go ahead and do this. Okay, the question is, Where are we going to put this Onslaught and Spectrum? I mean, we do Warpath here. I just need to win 2 lanes is the thing. All right, the middle's looking pretty good for us. But it would be nice if I could win the left lane as well. So I think... I think I can do this. This is a bit tricky. I'm gonna switch it actually. Means I can't play Spectrum on the left, but I think that's okay. Typhoid Mary, interesting ongoing deck they have. They might have a Hazmat in their deck as well. We're just gonna have to look out. They might have the Luke Cage Hazmat. They did drop a card here. I don't remember if it was turn 2 or turn 3, but it could be a Luke Cage. And they have Sera. Yeah, so I'm definitely thinking they're going for some Hazmat shenanigans, but we'll see. You know, we will wait and see. This might be good enough here. Got 4 power from Mr. Fantastic going to both sides. So this Titan location really helped us out. And let's get it. If they do have Cosmo in the middle, we'll block our Spectrum, but they have not played Cosmo yet. So we might be okay there. And they did not end up playing Cosmo. Okay, they definitely have some kind of ongoing deck. And they committed too much to the right. There's the Hazmat. Okay, but only hit the left side because my other cards have not yet been revealed. Okay, they have their own Spectrum. Very nice. And that is another game in the books for us. Man, crushing it out here. Nobody knows what's behind that invisible woman. We didn't even try snapping there. But another game taking people by surprise. Okay, bar with no name. That's a bit tricky for us. We do not have a way to get negative power. I'm actually going to drop Ant-Man here. Just because... Ooh, now it's actually good because we got Mindscape. And I think Nameless, this is the person we had just played 1 or 2 games ago, and they have an ongoing kind of Hazmat deck. Yeah, they had Zabu. I think they probably didn't draw Wong, but they probably have Wong in their deck. If they do, they're going to have to play him early because of Mindscape. So that could be pretty advantageous to us, knowing that they've got this ongoing toxic Sera deck, and we may be able to block something. But we'll have to see. Avengers! What do they got here?
Assemble.
Okay, they're going with Black Widow. Makes sense. Okay, I can actually draw a bunch of cards. Yeah, the Widow's Bite's a little annoying. They're obviously looking to play Hazmat and, you know, get it at negative power. But man, they're getting me on this. We're about to switch hands, so, you know, I'm just going to leave it in my hand. And they can't really use Spectrum. They just have Zabu down right now. That's not too helpful. I'm going to drop Cosmo over here. Knowing Zabu, they might have a Shang-Chi, so I need to take care of that. Make sure I don't get Shang-Chi'd. And there we go. There we go. Just in time for the hand swap. We pretty decisively took this game. Look, they did have the Wong. Yeah, this game is not super close. And actually didn't even draw a new card, I don't believe. They just have Spectrum and the Widow's Bite, so they're going to retreat here. I mean, I did only add 2 power to the right, but I think it's a pretty straightforward win for us here. They even played on Borrowed No Name. What did... Okay. Just nice little touch there. I'm surprised they stuck around. They're probably infinite too, though. Probably don't care about their cubes. It's another dub we're taking. Okay. Lamentus 1 coming down. What do we got here? Well, we do have Onslaught and Spectrum. Fortunately, we can't play both. And so we're a bit tied here. We do have Mr. Fantastic Onslaught combo. Oh! That's very interesting. Sinister London. You know, I almost want to play Goose there to screw my opponent over. Because obviously I can, you know, play my Onslaught or Spectrum and get it duplicated. But I don't actually know how much power that is in comparison to the kind of deck they might have. Alright, I don't think Onslaught's powering anything up here too crazy. We don't have Warpath or Klaw in hand. So I'm actually going to Goose. I'm actually going to say I can't play my big stuff on there, but neither can you. Because I was thinking by the fact that his picture, his avatar is Taskmaster, it might be a Shuri deck. It also seems it could be an Electro ramp deck. Gonna go drop the Mr. Fantastic. Yep, it was Electro. Okay, so they cannot play their big stuff. And I am going to Cosmo that left lane. What if I Cosmo the middle? Will it also hit left? You know, that's my question. They've snapped here. It's a bit weird. I'm a bit surprised, but I think they can get Dr. Doom in and add a bunch of big stuff. Now, the question is, when do I drop Cosmo? I think I can do this. I think Cosmo is going to go left. The odds it goes right are very low. There's only 1 spot to the right, 4 to the left. It's a 1 in 5. 20% chance. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna play him. Come on, Cosmo, go left. Boom. Ooh, and they snapped on us. Wow. I think we can just snap back and watch them retreat. And I guess we'll do that. Nope, we didn't even have to do it. they were sad. Oh, GG. All right, our opponent has the Onslaught avatar. Let's see if they're also rocking an ongoing deck. We've got the Titan location, very nice. Okay, well, that location is just hard to play in. We're gonna start off a little sneaky here. Psylocke, we could see a Mr. Negative play. And we have Rickety Bridge. Wow, these locations are not for the faint of heart. I'm going to drop this. If they do have Mr. Negative, they'd want him to die. Let's see. They went to the right, actually. Gambit. Huh. That's interesting. We're going to go ahead and... It's a discard deck. It's weird they played Psylocke into Gambit. I mean, it's turn 4. Would be nice to get Warpath down, but I like getting Goose down as well. Okay, so they did the open Wong here. Definitely some kind of Exodia deck. I am surprised they even played Gambit before. I can't even remember what card they discarded. I guess I wasn't paying attention, but might be going for some hazmat or white tiger, you know, some kind of shenanigans. Obviously, we're stopping it. Okay, and that's why they're gonna look to play Odin on the right lane. And we are A-okay with that. Yeah, they lost their Wong. They couldn't even follow it up with a Mystique. And I'm not sure what they're going for now. A Mr. Negative on turn 6. That cannot mean it's going well for them. Okay, I forgot we cannot add to that. We did drop a Goose. So I'm just gonna do this. Yeah, it's a weird deck by them. Seem to have some kind of Mr. Negative. Obviously Wong combo, maybe some kind of Exodia combo. Didn't work out. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and this nice hidden power ongoing deck. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.